Hey there, Internet. Keev here, and welcome to the Cars with Keev YouTube channel. And yes, this is a different setting because I felt like this is nostalgic, right? This is where the whole thing started with the wash cart series, was in this garage because we always washed outside. And I still, every once in a while, wash outside of this garage just in case something downstairs is that the garage is full of filming and I don't have room. I'll come up here. I don't ever film it, but that's why I still build the wash carts. The last year's wash cart was more on the expensive side, right? We tried to kill two birds with one stone, quieting the Active 2.3 and building a medium to, I don't know, higher end cart, and it worked out amazing. Now this cart, this is not cheap combined, right? But this is the best budget item that I could think of for each category. When you put them all together, yeah, it comes out. But this, you could build this in any way you want, use any cart you want. The cart is only $60. So that's the big one. That's the big savings. It's a polyethylene cart. So drilling and screwing in and bolting and all that kind of stuff comes really easy outside of a metal cart. Most metal carts that are cheap are very flimsy. This is very thick plastic, so it's much sturdier. The casters are much sturdier. You have locking casters on one side and not on the other. Big tall casters to go through the yard, go over Swiss tracks, go over whatever. One thing I will warn you with, when you're using a retractable hose reel on Swiss tracks or something like this, it will pull the cart and slide it across the floor. You need a little bit of grip. You need the concrete. Now we're gonna start out from the inlet. We have a tank DI system. This is a 5-liter system with the pool filter top. I will give you a fair warning. It takes some precision Tefloning and even some pipe joint compound to keep these things from leaking. I've heard the newer ones are getting better. This is actually, I've had this for quite some time. Fits perfectly inside of here. Ely, yes, I know Ely Quick Connects are not cheap, but that's all I have and it's all I use. I will list below a cheaper version that you could use. And then on the outlet side, we have a right angle, which isn't always the best to do, but this is a very low pressure, a low flow kind of system. So it really doesn't matter. We're going to do that into a stainless steel 2-foot long hose that goes into the inlet down there at the bottom. Now there are two different settings there in the middle. Those don't matter. Don't use those, but just keep it on filter and bypass. Helps give a little bit of weight to the cart as well. That allows the retractable hose reel to have a little more lower center of gravity, and it goes into a Ryobi 1800. Ryobi 1800, 1.2 gallon per minute, but we use 3.0 nozzle, so we're getting 1.4-ish gallons per minute at 900 PSI. And we use the Keev nozzle. We get about 1.8 when the machine's running. We kept the cord where it was because the ability to be able to swap this out and do whatever you want is part of it. I didn't want anything to be like modified to it to where you can't change it. Now, the best thing about the 1800, reason I picked it is because the mounting feet have holes already there so you can bolt it down. And like I said before, the best thing about polyethylene is it just, the little lag bolts I used just went right in, and I was able to even get clickable torque on the drill. Low settings though. From the space is 16 inches wide, but there is a cart that they sell that's a little bit more expensive. That's 24 inches wide if you're looking for a much larger pressure washer. But also if you don't use a DI system, you can mount the pressure washer this way. You can use any size, but the way this is mounted does limit you to like Active 2.0s, Ryobi Automotives and all those. But remember the Ryobi Automotives, the Greenworks probably won't fit. They're so much wider that there's much less room. Here you have so much room for storage around it, and at the bottom I drilled holes all around it to help drain water whenever water sits in here. And this is the Vavor retractable hose reel. And the best thing about the Vavor, it's one of the only ones that's straight out of the box that's a nice hose reel, not the cheap small ones, that you can connect directly with an M22 hose, which is why there's an Uberflex on there. And it comes with an M22 to male quick connect that goes right in. It fits perfect.
That's what she said.
Able to hold tons of hose. You can see it's like not even half of it's reeled in on the Uberflex 50-foot hose. And the reason I picked the Uberflex is because a system like this, the weight, the movement around the car outside and everything, I just feel like it's the best hose for that. And from a budget standpoint, I would probably use a McKillen steel braided hose if you wanted to bump the budget up a little bit. At the end of the hose there, it was one thing I wouldn't consider budget, but all of the spray guns are getting higher in price, right? The Zebra Clean's about $50 or so. I would consider budget $35, but to me, the gun is the one thing you touch every single time that you wash a car. So that's one of the things that I would spend a little more on And the Zebra Clean is amazing. Comes in that clear, if it's not sold out. It comes in black and purple and black and gray. So the swivel, amazing. Like everything about it is just amazing. Up top here, we have an electric hose reel. And this is a 14 gauge, which you don't find too often because most of the ones are 16 gauge. But this is manual. And on the side, it has 3 sockets to run and 2 USBs. So if you wanted to put chargers up here, you could. The reason I didn't use a sprayer of any sort is because I truly only use cordless or battery powered. So when it comes to that, they're kind of expensive and they're not really considered budget. And it's not an item I see that you have to spend extra on. So just running Maniac wheel and tires straight in a Rankovo like this, I think is just fine. I did the numbers and it comes out to, with the 1.1 on a Ryobi, about 10 to 1. So 10 to 1 on most cars is going to be just enough. It does, obviously, when you use a foam cannon, you can get overspray on the car. Be careful because Maniac it's pretty stout, but at 10 to 1, it's not as crazy as you're using if it's 5 or 7 to 1. Then we have the other one, which is the Real U. Now there are tons of them, just like these. You see, it's the exact same thing. I'll list them below, but there's tons of different colorways, whatever color you like. Some are cheaper. It's like 30 bucks, 25. And this has incredible suds in it. It's just Maniac, incredible suds. You can get them at the House of Rags, code CARSWITHKEAV, you save 10%. We have the Ryobi. Now, obviously, that is not cheap. I added that because I don't like to use drying towels. And really, truly, especially this time of year, you can't spotless your car outside because the pollen will just create spots all over the car. You've got to clear it off. And this time of year, for me, using the DI water with the blower is a less abrasive, less way of possibly scratching your car because if the pollen's falling on the car while you're trying to do your wipe off, that can be an abrasive. I know I'm being a little too cautious there, but now obviously there's other areas where we're not. We use the 1 bucket method, but remember we used incredible suds. This is a very clean car. It just had pollen all over it from sitting in the garage with the garage door open. So we pulled her out and foamed her up, got all the stuff off the surface. So that way at the end, all we're kind of doing is get contact wash on what's left. So we flipped the sponge as much as we can, went back to the bucket. There really was no dirt at the bottom of the bucket. It's just pollen. I would say if the car was much dirtier, then I would go to a pre-wash. I like Maniac wheel and tire foam pre-wash or Primus. Either one of those. Both of those are house rags as well. But going back to this electrical cord, it just pulls out really easy, and it doesn't need a drag because it still doesn't overrun itself from a loose perspective. I forgot what these are called. These like pipe hangers, like half pipe hanger or something like that. They're 1/2 inch. And on the inside, I just cut out a grommet in half and it put it on the inside to give that little bit of rubber effect. So that way it wouldn't be a whole lot of vibration. It's very compact, doesn't take up a whole lot of room. Flag tip wheel brush. Now I know that this could contact, but these wheels are like, you scratch these wheels, you got some problems. I think I might plasti dip this or Dremel this off and make this smoother around the edges, or maybe try something different because you can hear in the video it's clanging and hitting a little bit. Over here we have the XL of the Detail Factory tire brush. I love this tire brush. This is what I use on everything. I just feel like this is one of those things from a comfort standpoint. And you can see I've kind of worn out this edge. I really kind of want to Dremel this whole edge off and on the sides and have it just the brush area, so there's no contact around. You could probably do that on a flag tip or brush as well. I might think about that. You see down there at the end, I used a 1/2 inch drill bit and I drilled in the whole current holes that were in the handle, and I made it to where we can just put the quick connects. We have the 3.0 40 degree. We have the original Ryobi 15 degree, which is I like to use on the wheels and tires. And we have the CARSWITHKEAV nozzle for the DI rinse off. Now mounting on the bottom, it can be a little difficult because at the structure at the bottom of this, there's a bunch of weaved pattern of plastic ribs that bring rigidity to it. But a lot of times when you're drilling through to get whatever you need done, they can kind of get in the way. So try to use lags or screws as much as possible so you don't have to bolt on the other side. The DI tank is held down by just right angle, like frame, whatever, hanger or whatever you want to call them. I got them at Home Depot in a pack of 4. And then I used the same screws, stainless steel screws that I used on the walls in my garage. So they're stainless steel, so they won't rust. Stainless steel lag bolts here as well, so they won't rust. And then I used over there on the Vavor, I used their bolt and their nut. I don't know what it is. It looks to be zinc plated. They're not going to give you nice stuff. But obviously this is a budget cart. Once again, it's a budget cart, but sometimes I go a little crazy and, you know, but overall, I think it's just a great overall thing. You could do whatever you want. This is just ideas. Once a year, I build this cart. This will stay up here in the garage and be used whenever we need it up here. I'm probably in the end going to put an Active 2.0 in here because when washing that car, my addiction for flow was kind of kicking in there. I was like, oh, I was jonesing for flow. Many ideas, like you could cut a hole in there. You could put a bucket in there like some people have. I'm not a big fan of water at the top that could leak down and get all over my stuff. I like to have the bucket on the side with dolly. In the video you saw, that was just a $15 dolly from Home Depot with a chemical guy's bucket. It's just like, it's so many ideas, so many things you could do. I just kind of give you a few ideas here. Try to make this as minimalistic as possible, but yet still, it wound up costing a lot of money. I kind of rough totaled up. It's like $750 here. It doesn't look like it, but $110 Vavor, $100 Ryobi. These run between, depending upon their sale, between $125 and $150 with the resin. The cart's 60 bucks. This is $60. The foam can is 30 and 25. 20 bucks on a brush, $15. The Ryobi at 110. The nozzle, like it just adds up. It really does. And then it make you think about the price, but this is something that you can start 60 bucks, get your cart, put your pressure washer on it, hook your hose up, have a hanger on it for your hose. And then down the road, you can add a reel. You can just do a manual reel for 50 or 60 bucks. Let me know how you like it in the comments below. And obviously, what would you do? What would you think about doing? So yeah, links will be in the description below for anything in the video, product tags, merch links, anything like that. The link to my new channel, Lawns with Keev, will be down there as well. Like, comment, subscribe, and here's a small creator that you can support. So here is a channel to highlight, The Outdoor Detailer. He actually had donated a lot to the Pay It Forward campaign, so give him some support. Makes good videos. Get his subscriber count up. Help him out. Well, there you go. And I'll see you in the next video. Hey there, internet. Too much leg, which is pretty cool. You just, that'll be a blooper. Now we're gonna start out from the inlet. Then we're gonna start out from the inlet. Now there are two different, the reason I didn't use so much noise. Boy, the sounds of the old days. It's constant. This is why I built the bottom garage. This is why I have the garage door closed. But the lighting right now sucks so bad. So there you go, links will be below for anything. So there you go, links will be below for anything. So there you go, links will be below.